Y'all already know what time it is, man. Drink me some water real quick. Gallon of water a day, wash the bullshit away. Y'all know how it go. A gallon of water a day, wash the BS away. Now, let's proceed. I told y'all gonna start putting respect on Errol Spence's name. Now I'm really going with Earl. You know, I was kind of teetering between Earl and Bud, but I said, you know what? I'm really going with Earl now. They say Earl is training like a monster. Fuck a dog. He's training like a monster. They said the big fish. Yeah, they said the big fish. They said the big fish what, Double R? They said the big fish. That's all you need to know. They said the big fish, man. They say my man in 100-degree weather, in 100-degree Texas weather, going up steep ass hills, man, going up miles up steep ass hills, man. It's 93 right now, and I'm having a hard time riding my bike through 90-degree weather, doing deliveries and shit on the side. Earl is getting it. He's doing high intensity workouts in 100-degree Texas weather, not DC weather, Texas weather. Yeah, now, and don't get it fucked up. I know Terrence a dog too. I know Terrence is a dog. I know Terrence is in a fucking boxing gym doing German suplexes and all that shit. But that shit ain't gonna help him against Errol Spence, because we already know Errol Spence is the strongest between them two. He's the biggest between them two. You know, I know a lot of people like, well, what that mean, Double R? Bud knock motherfuckers out. So do Earl. You know, I just picking Earl because I feel like Earl wanted more. You know, will Bud Crawford prove me wrong? He could. He got the ability to. You know, make no bones about it. I know the skills. I know the skills that both fighters possess. I damn sure know the skills that Bud possess. I damn sure know that. And I told y'all before, Bud's skills and his abilities could pose a problem. Again, could pose a problem against Earl because of that lateral movement. I know all too well about lateral movement playing basketball. See, some people got straight ahead speed. Some people can move laterally. See, it's different. That's why AI was so nasty, because AI can have straightaway speed, but can do it with the basketball. There's many people that could beat you in just a straight race, but can you run and use that quickness while handling the ball? Can you do that while boxing in the ring? That's what you call control speed. And Bud Crawford has that control speed. But you know what Errol Spence has? Errol Spence know how to Kobe you. He know how to Tim Duncan you. What is that, Double R? He know how to Dirk Nowitzki you. What is that, Double R? He know how to make you play at his speed. Earl know how to make you play. He know how to slow you down. He know how to stop whatever you think you want. No, you're not going to try to Raja Bell me. We're going to talk this sports shit. You're not going to try to Meta World Peace me, Ron Artest me. You're not going to do that. We're going to be clutching. You're not going to try to Doug Christie me. I'm going to slow you down, and I'm going to back you down, and I'm going to hit you with the fadeaway. I'm going to hit you with the Kareem sky hook. It ain't nothing you're going to be able to do. So Bud can come in this motherfucker. I know y'all going to be like, damn, Double R, that's a dope-ass analogy. Yeah, Bud could come in that motherfucker, you know, with the lateral movement and all that quickness, but what he going to do when Earl started to eat that shit and see if he could be able to take it. That's what's going to tell me what type of fight we going to have when we talking about Bud Crawford. Can Bud take it as well as he can dish it? I have no doubt in my mind he can. But Earl is training like a dog. God damn. Man, Earl is doing jumps. In 100-degree weather, this motherfucker is running up steep ass hills. He don't need no gym equipment. He going out there doing it in fucking organic, in an organic way. Yeah, I know he eating right. You know, he focused. He got another whole new lease on life. He got a whole nother, not like he wasn't focusing before, but he in a whole different mode. And y'all ain't trying to put respect on his name, man. The legends, the people that's in the boxing circles, man, y'all know the grind. Y'all know the time, y'all know the grind. And y'all not respecting this. Every time y'all hate on Earl, it just seemed like it's getting worse and worse for each of his opponents. We seen what he did to Kell Brook Eye. He was the one that fucked Kell Brook up first before Bud got to him. Not to say Bud wouldn't have did what he did, regardless. But he was the one that softened Kell Brook up. But everybody giving Bud the credit. You know, he was the one that softened, the one that knocked out Shawn Porter. You remember? The one that twisted Shawn Porter's whole fucking face before Bud made him quit. And the only reason why they said Shawn Porter quit was because his father shut it down. Because his father didn't feel like he was ready. I was listening to the fight. Man, my wife was watching it. Father didn't feel like he prepared the right way. So he shut it down. A lot of people felt like it was premature and shit like that. I remember. You know, who's to say that Shawn wouldn't have made a run back and made it competitive like he did with Spence? But remember, y'all forgetting, Spence was the one that did this shit first. He was the one that did this shit first. So for y'all to say, oh, he did it, Bud Crawford did it better, don't mean nothing. Errol Spence did it first. Oh, he knocked out Kell Brook. Errol Spence softened him up. Oh, he knocked out Shawn Porter. Errol Spence softened him up. You know? So that's what makes it a 50-50 fight. That's what makes it a competitive fight. Because whatever you say Bud did, Errol did. Whatever you say Errol did, Bud did. The only thing Bud didn't do was get to the belts that Errol got first. That's why I said, who's to say Bud wouldn't have won? Who's to say Bud would have won? Who's to say Bud wouldn't have whooped Danny Garcia ass? Who's to say Bud wouldn't have whooped Mikey Garcia ass? I believe he would have. Probably in just as good fashion. But that's what makes this a fight. This is what makes it that fight. This is that fight. This ain't the other fights. This is that fight. The other fight was Wilder and Joshua that was up there with this one. Both of them lost already. So this is that fight. And it's going to be a long night. James Simmons, my guy, what's up with you, bro? Shadow Assassin, what's up with you, champ? Yeah, but everybody doubting Spence, man. That's why I got Spence. That's why I'm leading with Spence. I don't like how they doing this shit, man. Everybody siding with Bud, and I feel like that's what's making Spence go hard. I believe he was going to go harder regardless because this for his legacy. You know, you don't get all the way to this point that Spence have gotten, even with the trials and tribulations he's gone through. And again, I ain't saying Bud haven't gone through any, because we know he has. We know being a black man, you're going to go through it regardless. Especially not even within the world, but within the boxing circle. There's a lot of bullshit. Boxing is the most crooked sport in this shit. But I'm leaning towards more so Spence. Because I feel like every time these dudes doubt him, and it's the legends that's doubting him, man. People that Earl probably look up to. You know, probably respect it, and probably still respect. Even though he had to continue to prove himself. See, that's what goes on. You know, I find that out in my life. You know, fucking with the old heads. Instead of the old heads always complaining about what we not doing right. But the old heads ain't giving us the keys or the opportunities, you know, or even the directions to get to where we want to get to. But they always complaining of how we fucked up. How we out here, you know, getting into shit we ain't supposed to get into. Well, if you give me a direction on where to go, maybe I wouldn't go that route. You know, but that sound too much like right? That sound like too much like the real, right? You know? But that's how it is, you know, you got a lot of jealous old heads, you know, like how we had with Bernard Hopkins, how we had with Roy Jones, how we had with all these ex-fighters. You know, and people always want to talk about Floyd. People always want to condemn Floyd. But Floyd is the only one that I see that's not getting caught up in the middle of that shit. Floyd is the only one that's saying both of them are great boxers. Floyd is the only one that's seeing the big picture. Everybody else is out here trying to go against and pick sides and all that. Okay, pick sides. But if Earl go ahead and do Bud like he has the potential to do, I don't want to hear nothing. I just want to hear nothing but respect. Either respect Earl or don't say shit. That's how it go. Respect Earl, but we already know how this thing gonna go. They gonna hide. You ain't gonna hear from them no more. They gonna do their little, you know, commentating and all that shit and announcing and all that shit. And they gonna find another person to go judge and, you know, and make themselves seem, mighty over and shit like that. But I don't like that shit. And the thing is, Earl and Bud is cool as a motherfucker. They cool as a fan together. You know, but this is business. This is legacy. Well, again, I wouldn't be surprised if Bud won this fight. But I feel like Earl got a point to prove, man. And I always told you, nothing is more dangerous than a black man, a focused black man that has a point to prove. Nothing is more dangerous than that. And nobody is as focused as Errol Spence been and Errol Spence will be. Mark my words. Mark my words. By the time they fight, they say they're looking around November, October, November, probably going to be December because they still working out the logistics. But it's going to be somewhere either the end of this year or the beginning of next year. But hopefully the end of this year. But whenever that fight happens, I feel like we're going to see a whole nother level. I feel like we've been seeing the ascension of Errol Spence ever since that accident. People have been doubting him. And it seemed like the more they doubt him, the worse it gets for his opponents. That's what it seemed like, the worse it gets for his opponents. Now, Bud Crawford isn't like nothing Errol ever seen or ever been against. Even though, regardless of what Errol tried to tell himself or what Errol fans try to tell themselves, Bud Crawford is like something Errol, and Errol knows this. He knows this deep down inside. But make no bones about it, Errol ain't worrying about Bud. Errol feels some type of way because he's not getting his respect, and he's being disrespected by the people that he grew up respecting and watching. He don't feel like he's getting his credit, and he feel like Bud is getting all the credit, and he felt like he's done more than Bud. Regardless of how you feel or whatever, whoever did what more. That's how Errol feel. That's how I feel Errol feel. And he's showing it in his actions. And he may potentially show it come fight night. But it's your boy Double R, man. Errol is coming. Errol is coming. Question is, what type of Bud we gonna get? What version of Bud we gonna get? I know it's gonna be a hell of a fight. But I'm gonna keep y'all posted. I'm gonna keep y'all updated on this shit, man. I'm gonna keep y'all updated on the Devin Haney and shit with Cambosis. But that should be finishing up quite quickly. Let y'all know what's going on with Tank. See what's going on with him. See what's going on with Shakur. I heard some shit about Shakur. I'm gonna save for another video. But it's your boy Double R, man. We're gonna be covering boxing. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get me another laptop. My other laptop is gone, so I'm gonna go ahead and get me another laptop. That's why I had to take it back to the old school and do these jumps outside, like I used to. I'm on my balcony right now. We're gonna start talking about some shit. I'm not really into basketball like I used to be, but I can talk that basketball shit just as good as anybody that do that shit. Y'all haven't seen that version of me. Y'all know I do my little references and shit like that, but I can talk that sports shit too. I can talk everything. Politics, dollar-ticks, sports, everything, religion, everything. But y'all gonna see it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, man. Errol Spence is coming, man. The big fish. And Errol Spence did everything that he said he was going to do up until this point. Question is, will he close the book? Will he close the book by becoming undisputed in the welterweight, the 147 division, by beating Bud Crawford? To be continued.